Hello, Namaskar and Adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan, once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. We have been talking about the planets in different houses, planets in different signs and so on. One of the series we also do is signs in different houses. That is, when a sign goes into a different house, what is the flavor that it gives to that house, what is the characteristic it gives to the house, what is the personality it gives to the house, and virtue of giving it to the house, it gives to the areas of that house, and how the person who is having that particular sign in that house may tend to act in a certain manner, behave in a certain manner, and decide in a certain manner pertaining to those areas because of those sign energies in that house. The other additional flavor is obviously where the house lord is placed. That we have anyways talked about, planets in different houses and signs. So you can put two of the two together to analyze where, if a planet is placed in a certain house and sign, what is the manifestation. Today, in the line of series of signs in different houses, we have done so far until Sagittarius. Today we will be talking about the sign Capricorn when it goes into the 12 different houses of your horoscope. What is the manifestation, what is the characteristic, what is the personality it gives to that respective house. So let's jump right into when Capricorn goes into the first house in the horoscope. What does it mean? Firstly, what is the Capricorn sign? It is a sign of dedication, it is the sign of hard work, it is the sign of practicality, logic, and somebody who is ready to put a lot of hard work and patience to be able to accumulate or get his or her way around in his life and get achievements and get growth. So when this sign Capricorn goes into the first house, all these characteristics of Capricorn generally tend to rule most of the areas of his or her life. So what does this person do? In most areas of his life, this person is ready to put in the hard work, bend his back, and through sheer patience and persevering over a period of time, ready to get results. So this is a person who, while taking a decision, will think logically, will think practically before he or she decides, take time to decide, but once they decide, they'll stand by those decisions, and to be able to get those achievements where the person is taking a decision, the person is ready to be patient, ready to put in the hard work. Sometimes even when failure comes to this person, for example, when he or she decides to pursue a certain educational qualification or to join a certain stream of work in a certain industry, the person is ready to bid his time and work hard to be able to eventually get there. Sometimes these people may not take only years, sometimes decades to get where they want to, but they eventually reach. And this is hence a sign of those people who most of the time tend to achieve their results. Maybe sometimes they take a lifetime. So now it is up to you how you see the success of this particular sign going into the first house, Capricorn sign going into the first house, because eventually these people are achievers. They may be a little late to be able to get those results which in today's time we are running helter-skelter to achieve them very, very quickly, but these people are the ones, even in today's times of running helter-skelter behind getting certain achievements, getting them fast and not being ready to patient, you will still find these people that they will be more patient of the Lord. So the reputation of the people, the motivation of these people which the first house represents, will be of people who are very hardworking, who are very organized, who are very disciplined and ready to bend their back to be able to get results. So these people, even in the most trying of circumstances, will be very loyal, will be very committed to the work at hand, will believe in teamwork and also believe in following rules and conventions. And so generally these people are easier to get along than somebody else, and hence usually these people are the ones who will be the ones who are running around in the office or in their work area to help almost everybody, because these are some of the best team workers. So if you want somebody who can be an excellent team worker, who's patient, who's ready to put in and bend their back to be able to get results, stand by you, committed and loyal, whether in a partnership, whether in a relationship, whether in a project, or whether at work, or whether even as a friend, then you should choose somebody who has a Capricorn sign in the first house. Now when the Capricorn sign goes into the second house, all the characteristics of the Capricorn sign now come into the areas of the second house. So these people are running behind causes, running for livelihood, running for a certain remuneration in life, somebody who's very values and principle focused, that gets added to the Capricorn sign characteristics. So now when you are adding the strong-headedness of the second house, the bullheadedness of the second house, sticking to your beliefs, and now adding to the organized, disciplined, committed, persevering efforts of Capricorn sign, so you have a very deadly mix. So on one side, these people are one of the most hardworking people, but the other thing which is very good in them is that they are patient to get to that particular area, to that particular designation, to that particular role where they get a certain remuneration, where they get a certain livelihood, where they get a certain output from their work, where they get a certain output even from their relationship. So these people are some of the most hardworking people and patient. Sometimes they may be able to even grow in life and be able to get a certain role, high responsibilities also, and in fact even sometimes the designation, but for some reason or the other, these people always seem to be falling behind where remuneration is concerned, where the amount of money they make is concerned. But if they have to get a certain remuneration, a certain amount of livelihood, these people have to be some of the most patient people and hardworking people, and they get there with sheer discipline, sheer hard work, bending their back, continuing to work, whether in relationship, whether at work, or whether in the project that they do. But they will never leave their principles and values which the second house represents. So somebody is very dedicated, loyal, and very principled, ready to be patient, to be able to get where they want to, persevering even in the most trying of circumstances, not letting go of their principles and values, strongly keeping to the task at hand, and eventually reaching to the place they want to reach in terms of their remuneration, their livelihood, and to be able to have certain amount of savings in the bank. These people are not the most materialistic people that sometimes we may find around us. These people are the ones who are very loyal and committed, and they will balance between loyal and commitment on one hand, and how much they make out of a certain role they have, certain designation they have. And even when sometimes they meet people who may not have the same principles and values as them, these are some of the most accommodating people, some of the most understanding people. Sometimes they can be a little orthodox in their mindset of following rules, conventions, but and as well as principles and values, but yet to have somebody as consistent as having Capricorn sign in the second house, especially where money is concerned, is always a good thing to have, rather than somebody who is not so trustworthy. And that is the meaning of having the Capricorn sign in the second house. Now when Capricorn sign goes into the third house, this is the placement of somebody who brings in the sheer dedication, commitment, patience, perseverance, hard working, and loyal endeavors, organized output of the Capricorn sign energies to the third house of effort. So here the effort that the third house represents is combining with the dedication, the loyalty, the commitment of the Capricorn sign. So some of the most hardworking people on the planet will be the ones who have Capricorn sign in the third house. And the reason is simple. Firstly, the third house is the house of effort, but the third house is also the house of how you are influencing others, how others see you, how you market yourself, how you brand yourself and your organization and the service or the products that you have. So the third house is about putting in an effort to how and what you want to influence others with. Now you're combining those with the strong organized effort, dedicated effort, loyal, committed effort of the Capricorn sign. So these people work hard on the communication skills as well. These are not the people who will shoot off their mouth without thinking. Very rarely will a word escape from their mouth without due thought. And if they do, they will regret it immediately, or these people will also not be able to live if they have said a word out of place, because they are very concerned about other people's feelings, also how other people think. because these people are very loyal. They are very committed to the people that they work with, the cause that they work with. Because the third house is also the house of social skills, using your limbs, and some artistic endeavor that one may do with the hands, with the social media. These people also work very hard to be able to get a certain output. If they are in arts, you will also find them to be very skilled and getting those skills over a period of time. Especially if they are using their hands in any way, you will find that they have worked very hard to be able to get to a certain level of skills that they are able to showcase in their work. If they are a chef, or they are a dancer, or they are a musician using their hands to be able to play music, you will find that these people will eventually get their place in society, but after a lot of hard work, sheer effort, sheer dedication. And these people will not try to cut the cord and trying to use shortcuts. These people are ready to bid their times, ready to go the orthodox way, and patiently and through perseverance achieve where they need to get into life without trying to cheat somebody, steal from somebody, and their efforts eventually lead them to their rightful place in society. That is the meaning of the Capricorn sign in the third house. When the Capricorn sign goes into the fourth house, so now you are bringing a person who believes in following conventions, follows rules and regulations, is disciplined, is patient, is somebody who will persevere, is very loyal, very committed. All these areas to the fourth house. Fourth house is the house of mother, nourishment, assets that you build in, the domestic happiness, the peaceful environment at home, the harmony at home. And so now you are bringing the discipline, the loyalty and commitment to the harmony at home. So this person is a person who will work very hard to bring in a certain kind of happiness to the home and will place others before himself. Family comes first to this person, and even sometimes sacrificing themselves for the sake of the family. So if they want to give a certain kind of output to the family, maybe send children to a certain kind of school, bring in a certain convenience at home, then these people will be working very hard to be able to procure that for the family. And so you will find these people are the ones who will work very hard to set up a home, not just to build a home or buy a home, but also to set up a home. So everything in the house more or less will be very organized, will be put in a certain way, and they themselves are very disciplined. So they will also expect others in the house also to have the same kind of dedication to keep the house in order, to keep the discipline also. So these people may not like if things are put in a shabby environment. They will work hard to be able to put things together, and so sometimes they will lose their cool, yet they will try to at the same time keep the harmony at home. So this is the tightrope walk that they do at home, trying to bring in the order, the structure, the discipline at home, yet trying to keep the peace and harmony at home. So they will also be very patient, but if they have to give an earful to somebody who is destroying the peace at home, or destroying the organization at home, the discipline at home, or not using the convenience at home properly, then these guys will put up a fight, will just let the person know that we can't take it. And these people are some of the most committed people to relationships, to family, to areas, to the house also. So people who are very confident, happy at home, who want to be at home in a peaceful environment and work hard to be able to eventually get there, are the people with the Capricorn sign in the fourth house. When the Capricorn sign goes into the fifth house, so now you are getting the hard work, commitment, loyalty, perseverance, following conventions, rules and regulations, all to the fifth house. The fifth house of romance, the fifth house of accounts, finance, children, the fifth house of initial education, the fifth house of upheavals to work also. So yeah, the person will be very conventional where it comes to romance. They believe in the conventional romance, and so they will also work hard to get the kind of person they want in their life. Even if it's at love at first sight for these people, they will try to keep the romance going. But sometimes they can be less fun loving and more organized even in trying to keep the romantic relationship going. So these people will follow conventions, will be very confident but very loyal in the relationship, will first put the partner before their own needs, because they feel that unless they give, they won't be reciprocated, or they don't have the right to ask for reciprocation. So they will put in more, and they will also put in the heart and soul to keep the romance going, to be very loyal. And so usually these are not the people who will be the first people to cheat in the relationship, first people to look away. They'll stand by you, and unless something is really wrong, these people will not let go of a relationship easily. If they are in a state where they want to let go of the relationship, they will think 10 times, and they will think in all angles, and sometimes from the other person's perspective. How will the person feel? How will the person take? What will the person do? And in what environment should I break the news to them? If at all I have to tell them I'm moving away. So somebody is very thoughtful, who's very empathetic, who's also very committed, but also doesn't want to hurt somebody. And that is the seriousness they bring in, not only to love and romance, but almost every area of their lives. Same dedication they'll put in, the same commitment, the same heart to bring up the children, same commitment, same dedication, same organized discipline effort even at work. However, many times these people's lives go through many ups and downs, upheavals, whether in romance, whether in work, or whether in their finances, because of Capricorn sign going into the 5th house. The 5th house is the 8th house to the 10th house. So usually when upheavals come, these people become more patient. They don't try to fight too hard to get their way. They will persevere. They will take a lot of challenges before they hit back, because they follow rules and conventions. They are ready to bid their time. They are ready to go the hard way rather than take shortcuts. And so they take a lot of time to establish a relationship. They take a lot of time to establish the home. They also take a lot of time to establish a career. However, if you want somebody who is more stable at work and more stable when they look at money and finances and how they manage their finances, then you will find Capricorn in the 5th house. They may not have a lot of money, but they try to do whatever best they can do, even with the little bit of money, where they will try to spread their investments. They will try to not take too high a risk. So seldom will you find a person with Capricorn sign in the 5th house taking very high risk, gambling to the utmost, losing everything in gambling. Usually if the gambling at all comes, it may come in the form of relationship, where they gamble everything that they have for others, usually to the loved one. In those areas which are connected to media, connected to arts, connected to performances, or connected to artistic endeavors, these people are some of the most disciplined, dedicated people. These can be very big artists who have made a huge mark for themselves, but when you look back at their life, you will find decades of hard work, commitment and sacrifice. And if you find somebody who has sacrificed the most to be able to reach a certain position in life, especially connected to their work, especially connected to the arts, then you will find somebody with a Capricorn sign in the 5th house. So if you want somebody to stand by you through thick and thin, even through upheavals in their career, but somebody who will manage their finances very well, even when there is little of it, then you should have somebody who's your partner with the Capricorn sign in the 5th house. When the Capricorn sign goes into the 6th house, now you're bringing hard work, dedication, commitment, loyalty, discipline all to the 6th house of hard work, of service, of having a service mindset, not hesitating to put in a servitude attitude also. So somebody who will work hard to serve others, dedicate themselves to doing for others, and these are the people who will be the most committed, most hardworking people at work. The 6th house being the house of career, sometimes they find themselves even working hard for those people who may be inimical to them, even competition to them. So somebody who they may not get along very well at work, who's always trying to put them down, but when they come and approach a person with Capricorn sign in the 6th house and say, please, I need help, can you stand by me? These people will be the first people to stand by such people. And so sometimes there is also a factor of being cheated, especially connected to work, because they feel they get let down over a period of time, let down by the team members, let down by their supervisors, let down by the bosses, because seldom will you find somebody with Capricorn sign in the 6th house to have a very strong and quick rise to the top of the organization. If you find somebody who through service, through their job, through their career, make a mark and then do very well, reaching a certain position in their job, in their work, but after decades of patience and perseverance, then you will find somebody with the Capricorn sign in the 6th house. These are also the people, even when they are going through a challenge, especially even health challenge, these people will persevere. Sometimes they may also have some chronic ailments which persist for a long period of time, because these people are very patient. They will not go through sudden shortcuts to take care of health also. If they take it upon themselves to be in good health, then they will put in a lot of hard work, maybe to walk, maybe to gym, maybe to look at a certain kind of diet that they follow, and they will follow it very religiously. And something really serious has to shake them out of that discipline and that organization. So people with a lot of servitude attitude who will stand by you, are very loyal and committed, even ready to help those people who may be on the other side of the fence, and will abide by rules and regulations even in the time of competition, inimical forces, is the person with the Capricorn sign in the 6th house. When the Capricorn sign goes into the 7th house of relationship, of commitment, of loyalty, of partnership, and combines the areas of Capricorn sign energies, which is dedication, loyalty, commitment, and perseverance, patience, hard work, effort. So these are some of the most patient people in relationship, who are ready to put in a lot of hard work, bend their back to do more for others. Sometimes they may not like that they are taken for granted in the relationship, so they may fight back also. They may say some things also which comes to their mind. However, they will still put in the hard work, they will still slog for the other person. If they don't like something, these will be the people who will tell it to your face. They will not hide behind similes or idioms or some parables. These are the people who will give it to your face, saying that I don't like this. This is what I expect. They expect a lot of discipline even in their relationship, where if I do so much, you also have to reciprocate. And they will look at the relationship from an equal perspective. There is no gender bias or caste bias for these people. Everybody is equal in the relationship. Somebody may be contributing less in terms of finances, somebody may be contributing more. Yet they will feel that both will have to contribute equally to the house, or to keep the environment of the house happy, to keep the relationship intact. So some of the most persevering people, especially in a committed relationship. And so you will find that these people may go through a heartbreak many times before they let go of the relationship. They will face many challenges, many failures, sometimes with the same person, before they call it a end to the relationship, saying that okay, I give up. And yet sometimes they will blame themselves that maybe I did this wrong, I could have done this wrong, because these people feel that they could have always done more, because they work hard on their relationship, they work hard on their commitment. If these people work in an organization, then some of the most hard-working people were in a team environment. Even if they are bosses, they will put in the equal hard work. And usually the people who will give credit to their partners or to their teams rather than themselves, not hankering after acknowledgement or taking the credit. And keeping the balance in relationship, keeping the balance at home as well. Being very serious in outlook, yet being very empathizing, being very understanding in a partnership, in a relationship, trying to keep it going even for a long period of time, and persevering to the health are the people with the Capricorn sign in the 7th house. When Capricorn sign goes into the 8th house, the upheavals, the trauma, the obstacles, the issues, the challenges, the suddenness of the 8th house comes to the most persevering of people, most patient of people, most enduring of people, most committed of people, most disciplined people. Then what do you expect? These people will bear the trauma, will bear those suddenness, they will bear those obstacles with patience, with perseverance, and working hard. So usually these people are more ready, not ready in the mindset that I will face these challenges, but these people seem to be ready when they go through big challenges, because patience comes to them easily. Not that they won't be jolted at first, they may be jolted by the suddenness of an obstacle, of an issue, yet they will keep their cool and try to think practically, what do I do now? So even when they lose or seem to be losing their emotion, seem to be losing their cool, you will find that these people will be able to recoup very fast and be able to take a decision which seems to be very practical, which is very logical, which is less emotional but more helpful for everybody around and rather than themselves. So even in the most trying of obstacles, issues, challenges, these people are the ones who will still follow rules, conventions, not trying to take shortcuts, and then looking for everybody rather than themselves. And if they have to take some loss, they will be ready to take the loss and persevere over a period of time to make up for the loss. If they get into the areas of the 8th house in their career, for example in research or doing something related to finance or taxation, accounts, insurance, you will find these people are some of the most dedicated workers, some of the most hard working people. And when obstacles hit them, they will put double the amount of hard work to be able to overcome them. When they find that there are upheavals in career, at work, they will take that in their stride and put double the effort to be able to then come out on top and to be able to still make their mark. When it comes to inheritance of the 8th house, these are also the people who will not chase inheritance. Inheritance will come to them over a period of time with the patience that they show. And many times they will not try to inherit money from their parents or from their spouse just because they feel they are entitled to the inheritance. They will bid their time, they will still stand by their person. Sometimes they lose the inheritance for others. So if there is somebody who is a sibling who has Capricorn sign in the 8th house, the person will be ready to give up slightly more share of theirs, even while following rules and regulations, because the relationship is important for them. So people who are very organized, very thoughtful, very disciplined, even in the most trying of circumstances, are ready to put in a lot of hard work in the most challenging of environment, and yet trying to take everybody along and ready to put in the hard work, most hard work in those circumstances to keep everybody going, to keep the work going, to keep the project going, to keep life going, will be the people with the Capricorn sign in the 8th house. When Capricorn sign goes into the 9th house of education, of learning, higher learning, these people are some of the most hard working students. These are not only students from an educational qualification point of view. Of course, when they are students, they will put in a lot of hard work and burn the midnight oil to a large extent to be able to get the qualification that they want to get. And sometimes they work very hard to get more qualification also, maybe than people at work also. So sometimes these people will find overqualified because they have put in so much hard work. Sometimes these people can be lifetime learners where they are following some education or the other, or they will be the people who are lifetime learners from experiences point of view. These people will learn from the experiences and they will put in a lot of hard work towards learning from the experiences. So when challenges hit them, when issues hit them, these experiences will make them better people because they are more patient, they are more persevering. If they want to make a mark through education, they will work very, very hard to use the education qualification and eventually convert it into a career. If they feel that the road is not taking them where the education qualification is, then they may take some other trajectory and then continue to work hard on that also, because these people are the ones who feel through hard work you can achieve. If they want to go abroad, there too you will find they'll put in a lot of hard work. They will be very patient, they'll persevere to be able to go abroad. In dealing with people from different cultures, from different ethnicity, these people will be some of the best people to be able to deal with others across the board, because these people are ready to put in the hard work to be able to understand the other person's perspective rather than push their thoughts across. So people who are willing to learn from the experiences, learn from life experiences, are ready to bend their back for work, for team, for relationship, and still following in the line of what they have learned from their gurus, from the teachers, are the ones with the Capricorn sign in the 9th house. When Capricorn sign goes into the 10th house, this is a match made for each other, because this is the Kalpurush Kundli. This is the Kalpurush horoscope. So these people are very karmic in their work, which means these people feel that duty is important for them, responsibility is important for them. And so anything and everything that they do it with a sense of duty, with a sense of commitment, with a sense of responsibility. So some of the most hardworking people at work, some of the most committed people to the project, to the team, to the bosses, to the department, to the industry, not withering even in terms of emergencies or problems or challenges. And these people will be some of the most slow growing people in their career, because they don't fight unconventionally. They will go with the rules and regulations, and they will also put up a fight conventionally. No shortcuts for them, no manipulations for them. And so slow rise to the top, but some of the most dedicated people who will bring in sheer hard work and perseverance to get the rightful place, to get the corner office, to get that designation they eventually which they desire and also deserve. Because they are very dedicated, they will also be very dedicated to their supervisors, to their managers, and usually they will not have big animosity with any of the supervisors and managers. Even if they have, they will be ready to go along with them, and very seldom will they have a big showdown with their bosses. If at all they have a complaint, they will put it across in a very nice manner, in a very conventional manner, in a very wise manner, in a very practical manner. If they have their way, very well and good. If not, they will continue to work under the same boss, under the same supervision for again long periods of time, expecting that let me make the person more happy than before, then maybe I will deserve the position. So many times, even when they don't get appreciated, they will still put in the hard work, expecting that one day I will cut the grade, and they do, because they are very committed, because they are very dedicated, and because they ready to put in the hard work and burn the midnight oil. They eventually reach the rightful place in the designation that they require, in the office that they require, in the role that they require. But sometimes the growth comes too late in life for them to truly enjoy what they should have achieved much earlier. Yet people who will not frown if you tell them that you have had a bad cut, you really deserve growth and better results from your work much earlier, they will smile and put it away, thinking that better late than never, I made the cut, so I'm happy. And so the most persevering people, the most hardworking people, the most helpful people at work, people who follow conventions, people who follow relationships, people who follow practicality as their way of life, are the people with the Capricorn sign in the 10th house. When the Capricorn sign goes into the 11th house of wishes, desires, social connections, social responsibilities, societal upheavals, societal challenges, and the Capricorn sign of hard work, commitment, dedication, perseverance, orthodox, conventional approach to work, disciplined approach to work. So usually you will find these people may work in large organizations or for large causes, or those organizations who work for societal causes. There will be something value adding in the project that they are working in, or the organization that they are working in, something that gives back much larger to society. And in that organization, these people are some of the most hard working people, most committed people, very organized people. And usually, whether they believe in the cause or not which they are working for in the organization that they work, they will put in their heart and soul into it. Even if they sometimes feel that things are not going their way, sometimes they are not able to do enough, yet they will continue to put in the hard work. And usually if they pick up a societal cause, you will not find anybody more dedicated and committed to a cause, to a team, to a societal giving back that they feel that they should be doing. Because the 11th house is also the house of friends, your extended society. These people are the ones who will stand by, very, very loyal with friends, very, very dedicated. And sometimes they may also end up in a relationship with somebody who they call a friend. And the reason being is sometimes the friend finds them to be more partner material. So somebody who looks at you, if you have the Capricorn sign in the 11th house and feels that you are very dedicated, you are very committed, you are very practical, you are very loyal, they think that they deserve somebody like you in their life, because they are looking for such people. And so usually with such people, either in their romance they'll work hard to build a relationship and to build up a domestic life, or sometimes they may also get through a relationship or get into a relationship through a social connection. Some of the most persevering people and committed and loyal people to their friends, these are the people who can be called your 4 a.m. friend or 24-hour friends, if at all. And while they are some of the most hardworking people, even in the most trying of circumstances for themselves, if they find that you are in a problem, they will be the first people to rush to you. They will be the first people to stand by you. They will be the first people to support you. So people who work very, very hard and through extreme hard work are able to give back very large to society, are able to contribute some of the in the biggest manners to social causes. Some of the most giving people, especially for social causes, and who have done a lot of achievements in the line of society, in the line of social causes, you will find with the people in the Capricorn sign in the 11th house for you. When the Capricorn sign goes into the 12th house is the house of hard work, extreme hard work and losses and getting back less. But you find the Capricorn energies of hard work, dedication, perseverance and patience. Some of the people who are ready to work in and put in the hard work in spite of losses, these people can be the ones who are going through losses in relationship or challenges in relationship, losses where it connected to work, losses when it connected to finance, or going through some of the most hard times in finance, in relationship, at work, yet continue to follow the convention, continue to be dedicated, continue to be very committed, putting the hard work, putting in the disciplined effort, in spite of sometimes not being able to see the horizon, but are slogging at it. And so many times you find that these people don't get their best out of life in spite of putting in so much, because sometimes being extremely hardworking, even when you're not getting enough acknowledgement, enough appreciation at work, is not the way, is not the convention of today's world. But these people are not of today's times. These are people who may be from a different era altogether, with the kind of commitment they show to work, and usually extremely philanthropic in their hearts. Philanthropy need not necessarily always be because of money or putting in the time of effort, but some people who really believe in a certain cause, believe in a certain output that they give, believe in a certain legacy that they give. And so usually the approach to work is very spiritual, the approach to relationship is very spiritual, which means they believe that if I continue to give, if I continue to contribute, if I continue to work hard, then maybe someday I will also be reciprocated, I will also be given the fruits of my labor. But generally they get those fruits of the labor very late. However, the zodiac is not blind, the zodiac rewards them. Even with the very late rise to the top, they eventually make it. But the best output that they get from their hard work, their commitment, their dedication is the spiritual elevation that the zodiac gives you. Many times these people don't even know how the zodiac is treating them in spite of all the challenges of the upheavals, but these people towards the end of the time they will realize that they have done a lot. And usually these people are one of the most peaceful people in their old age, because there are less complaints from the other side. There are more people who will acknowledge that they did more for them. Even when you don't have too many people who are standing next to you, you will have a lot of people who do acknowledge that you have been somebody who has been most giving, most philanthropic in your emotions, in your thought and your contribution. So truly spiritual people of the heart, of the mind, are the ones with the Capricorn sign in the 12th house. So friend, now that we talked about Capricorn sign in the 12 houses in the horoscope, see where your Capricorn sign lies, see which planets are in that house, see what planets are aspecting that house, whether there are any doshas and yogas, because that will bring in its own flavor to the overall manifestation of the house, and through the overall placement, overall dignity of the house, the sign, the planets, fathom what does the Capricorn sign in that house means for you. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me at the link given below. Until some other time with some other video, this is your friend, astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.